fellow Toastmasters, honored guest, once you signed up so far. In other titles, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Last week we talked about life and the hereafter. Today we're talking about the afterworld. That something happens when you're not expecting it, someone passes away unexpectedly, you have a problem with your brakes and can't make it into the office safely. Fortunately, Sean's okay. He didn't come in for this thing today. But you never know, is the whole point. We don't know what's coming, when, where, how long your time will be with us in the afterworld, and what that would have for an impact for those who are left behind. If you want to give them a more prosperous and successful foundation for their life going forward, there's something that you can do today to help prepare for that and have those conversations with your loved ones. We're getting to be of an age where some people in our circles that may not be here today, or some people that we know, and a lot of celebrity deaths from last year, which we may see again in the years to come as more baby boomers get up there in years. I wanted to talk about estate planning, and particularly something called a revocable trust, or will. Jeff may be more familiar with that, going through some of the financial planning with his wife recently. I heard this morning that Consumer Energy has classes that will help with financial preparedness. There's a few other things we'll talk about later. But starting back with our theme of Prince, let's not get too crazy. There's time for that later. Prince died last year, along with a lot of other people. He did not leave a will, or a trust, or anything behind. He did not leave behind parents, children, or a spouse. His closest relatives are his sister and 5 half-siblings. And there were a bunch of people that claimed to be his relatives, but DNA testing kind of eliminated that. But his fate and future and his musical legacy and his image and everything else is now in the hands of a random probate judge. It's like, okay, fine, well, I'm not famous, I don't have millions of dollars of musical legacy to worry about. But even if you have as little as $15,000 in Michigan, that is the level at which probate might have their hands into your estate if you don't have a specific directive of what you're going to do with your assets after you pass. The normal default would be to pass to a spouse if you have one. But what happens if something happens to both of you? Do you love all of your children equally? Do your parents have a favorite child? Or will they dispose of all their assets? You know, these are some conversations you might want to have with your significant other. These are conversations you might want to have with your parents to make sure that their wishes are known and they're not left in the hands of a random judge, a bureaucrat that has many other things to do and may decide a certain sibling gets to be in charge of things, may decide that a random third-party person is in charge of your estate and what happens to it afterwards. So, you may need a shrink after the passing of someone close to you, or if you happen to be one that passes. But I encourage you to call your lawyer in Beverly Hills or Okemos or Lansing or Jackson sooner than later and start talking about estate planning. That for less than $1,000, you can buy a lot of peace of mind for today and for the afterworld, for both yourself, and a lot less stress for your friends and family that might be impacted in multiple ways by your untimely passing. We have some friends recently that had her mother pass away, and most of the information was in a trust, but there are certain pieces that were not. And that means they still have to go through probate and deal with an already stressful situation to get a hold of assets that are locked up, that are postponing the opportunity to pay for funeral expenses, that are another time and burden that is on someone already stressed with dealing with other aspects of a parent's passing. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to your children, you owe it to anyone who might have to deal with the aftermath of life without you, to do that planning ahead of time, to make sure that you can consider what your own wishes are. You have children that may need a different amount of care. If you have a pet that you want to make sure is protected in the afterworld. If you have no great, a lot of money at this time, but you might have a car, you might have a baseball card collection. If your assets could be worth more than $15,000, you know, if you've been with consumers and working for a couple of years, you might have that in your 401k. Do you have a plan where that goes? If you're not there to spend it when you're old age, when you're working on your Toastmaster Grand Tour around the world, to meet as many Toastmaster clubs you can in different countries. Or perhaps we're working, or taking over credit unions around the country. Or bring after your grandkids. You never know. Other people that have passed away without leaving a will or trust or having outdated information. Another example is Anna Nicole Smith, who left everything to her older child, who passed away about a month before she did. Nothing was in her paperwork from her other daughter, who's about a year when she passed away. That took a long time to resolve through probate, besides figuring out who her dad was. You may not have those issues in your real estate planning, but you can put things into a revocable living trust and document all of your assets today that will allow for your current heirs and future heirs, you know, specifically in the law, to split your assets equally, or again, to have a trustee and executor that's going to document your wishes, possibly setting up a trust fund for underage children. You also need a different will if you want to name someone as a guardian of your children if you pass away sooner or later. These are things to consider. The other really cool thing about the revocable trust is that if you have that as the default, and all your paperwork from 401k, health insurance, life insurance, bank accounts ties into that trust, you can update the trust document. You don't have to update those 5 other documents. It says, go to the trust. You got one source. Today, I like you. You're going to be my heir.
Yes.
I didn't like your evaluation. You passed me off to Bridget, so now Simon's going to be my heir. I can do that through a revocable trust. I don't want to go through 15 different stages of paperwork to make that difference. So don't let all these thoughts about death and taxes get you down. Again, you want to be as prosperous as possible, preparing for the afterworld, for those who are left behind, and for protecting your assets along the way. One little thing that I noticed is that my company changed its health savings account provider last year to this year. It was really easy then to update to the new trust as a beneficiary after my spouse, and not have to go through updating all those different little pieces of paper again if you're all going back to one document. So, in conclusion, a little bit of estate planning now won't make everything all right, won't make everything go wrong. Chills and spills, gavels will kill. When you least expect it. So please go home tonight, start planning your estate, reviewing your existing plans to make sure your bases are covered before I schedule my TED speech. And have access to this gavel again. Hang tough, fellow Toastmasters. Your fellow Toastmaster Jeff is coming. He's coming to take me away from